Once upon a time, in a world where cities were jewels and a crown, there roamed a restless entity known as Wandering Capital. It moved from one city to another, bringing with it the promise of wealth and prosperity. Every place it touched flourished, but behind the glittering facade, a darker tale unfolded. Wandering Capital was insatiable. It sought out new frontiers, exploiting resources, and leveraging opportunities with a ravenous hunger. Towns and cities across the land, dazzled by the allure of quick riches, welcomed it with open arms. They ignored the warnings of wise old sages who cautioned against its reckless ways. One day, Wandering Capital set its sights on a place called Oklahoma City. The city, known for its industrious spirit and welcoming heart, saw Wandering Capital as a chance to transform itself into a beacon of progress and innovation. The arrival of Wandering Capital brought unprecedented growth. Skyscrapers rose, businesses boomed, and the streets buzzed with the hum of prosperity. Oklahoma City once last time became the envy of the land. However, beneath this shiny exterior, the foundations were being hollowed out. Wandering Capital, true to its nature, pushed the limits. It encouraged speculative ventures, risky loans, and unsustainable growth. The city's resources were stretched thin, and the fabric of its economy was once again frayed. The wise old sages, now seen as naysayers, were ignored as the city reveled in its newfound glory. As time passed, the signs of trouble became harder to ignore. The enchanted wealth brought by Wandering Capital began to lose its luster. Loans turned sour, businesses faltered, and the city's financial stability teetered on the brink, just like what happened in the 80s with the Penn Square Bank. Oklahoma City's unaccountable, tyrannical leaders, confident in their prosperity, had no contingency plan, no plan B to fall back on. Then the inevitable happened. The fragile structure propped up by Wandering Capital came crashing down. The second coming of the Penn Square Bank and its glorious big league city Pat McFerrin-inspired grandiosity crumbled under the weight of its reckless neoliberalism, replicating the patterns of all other failed municipalities and unsound investments. Panic swept through Oklahoma City as people rushed to salvage savings, only to find them vanish like morning mist. The collapse of the second coming of the Penn Square Bank sent shockwaves through the city and far, far beyond. Businesses shuttered, unemployment soared, and despair settled over the once thriving metropolis. The devastation was unlike anything seen ever before in the modern era. For this time, there was no plan B, no safety net to catch the falling city and everyone else they brought down with them. Oklahoma City became a stark lesson for the world. It was the final frontier where Wandering Capital's relentless exploitation met its ultimate end. The collapse was a wake-up call, echoing through the lands as a somber reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the folly of ignoring wise counsel. In the aftermath, the people of Oklahoma City began to rebuild, not with the fleeting promises of Wandering Capital, but with a newfound commitment to sustainable growth and prudent planning to develop a circular economy that benefits everyone. They learned to value wisdom over quick riches and to cherish the stability that came from careful stewardship. And to never trust a man with a gruesome political past just because he takes good Snapchat photos. And so the tale of Oklahoma City's second-grade Penn Square Bank-style collapse and Wandering Capital was told for generations. A fairy tale with a sobering moral that true prosperity lies not in chasing endless wealth, but in nurturing what is built with care, wisdom, and foresight. And again, don't trust a man with a gruesome political past just because he takes good Snapchat photos.
دقيقة. هذا ممتاز.